Oh, hi, folks. I imagine you were wondering if I was going to show up. Here we are. And thank you all for joining me. There we go. Thank you all for joining me this morning. We appreciate you being here. It's the Bulletin from the Clay TV network. And yeah, thanks again for your time today. We are glad to have you here, glad to dig into the news of creativity. Got to get hyped, got to get pumped, got to get excited because that's what leads to that great creativity. You just got to lean into it. Got to get in the moment, got to get into the mood, got to get into the creative juices flowing, the excitement, just self hype. Self hype works. Sometimes it's harder than others, but it seems to work. All of that is a great route to the creative journey, creative moment, and when we have those big goals that help us to remind us of what we're working towards, being contented, happy, grateful in the moment is a critical piece of the puzzle, a critical piece of the pie here and now, because gratitude does great things for the brain. It allows us to be more creative. It allows us to savor this moment, our time here on Earth. But it also, it opens up those gateways. But knowing what our goals are, having specific goals for the long term, for the short term, all of those are important because then they keep us focused. They keep us on mission. And mission is so important, whether you're an organization, whether you're a person. And we hope you are a person because we like people. But regardless of the scale, mission is important. And so finding something that benefits yourself, benefits your community, benefits the world, all of those sorts of things are important. Because you dig into it, dig into a reason for being, and finding that just changes the name of the game in so many ways. What are you hoping to build? What are you hoping to create? I don't think I necessarily know that for all of the members of Sparkspace, of all of our viewers. We would love to hear from you and hear more about what you are out to create, some of your history as well. Because that's always important, because we want to know more about our people, the people a part of our community. Because I want to build this community, and that's my mission, is to help a community, help creatives live out their creativity. That is the goal, to do that, to build an opportunity for real innovation, a real embrace of this wonderful system we've all been gifted within ourselves, and to iron it out, to sharpen it, to make ourselves the very best we can be. And so do hope you will join us for that. You can join Sparkspace by signing up with the Spark. We'll send you an invite to the Discord community. Discord's going to be great. It's still a work in progress, but it's going to be fantastic. Right now, if you're in there, you can get these continuous streams of news stories that we've got set up in really a triangulation of where all creativity and innovation happens. It's everything from art and music to life science, agriculture. I think we've got architecture in there. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. Science, technology, all of these different fields, all of them coming together, because you can cross-fertilize between these different realms. So many great ideas come from just finding something within a context, moving it to a different context, and bringing ideas from a variety of places into a single domain. And sometimes it is the cross-pollination. Sometimes it's simply a matter of taking this idea, let's say, from agriculture, right? Taking the idea of, what do we want to take from agriculture? I don't know exactly. Let's see. Let's say you wanted to do something new musically. Maybe you wanted to take cowbells and put them into music. I guess that's something they've done, right? So that is something that is an option. But you can take things like yesterday we had the story of fungi being used as a system of building. They were building by growing these fungi into this little hut type thing. And so that's an option you can take from all these different domains because it helps to broaden our range. And nothing and as I kind of formulate as we continue to formulate a good system of kind of building a typology, a personality types of creativity. One of the things I'm looking at are these sorts of points of range, of different durability, those sorts of bits and pieces that go into the creative personality type. The thing that drives range so much of the time has to do with a simple love of what you're doing, of curiosity, of the intrigue of it all, those hobbies that you take up. The hobbies that you take up and at some point or another probably abandon. I mean, sometimes you don't. Like I have so many of them. Like the story of my life, half of it so far are the things that I end up starting and not necessarily finishing, but they do provide us with a lot of insight to creativity, to growth, to development, to nurturing our passion and developing our skills into something that's much more refined and integrated. When looking at this very diverse world of diverse problems, diverse opportunities, those sorts of things all playing together in the situation, the atmosphere of our current moment. And so you have an opportunity to develop yourself into finding a wonderful edge. And you find that echoed by people like David Epstein in his book Range. I know I've mentioned it in the book or on the program before, but you find that as well. Mastery by Robert Greene, a wonderful book all about developing those skills and really getting into mastery. Because mastery, I think, fundamentally can be defined as when you get the intuition of your knowledge down. Your skills become intuition, and your tools become an extension of yourself. That's how well you know them. And so that's the goal of that book. And one of the things that he mentions simply is that the future belongs to those who learn a variety of skills and combine them in creative ways. And I think that's a very important thing. You can forge your own path either by developing an entirely new discipline or forge your own path by developing, a new form of a current discipline, innovating on a current discipline and just making it your own. All those sorts of things are options. And that's one of the things that Mihai Csikszentmihalyi lays out in his wonderful book on creativity. It's not here with me, but it's over there in the next room. He was the godfather of flow science, and he also talks a lot about creativity because that's such a big part of flow, that optimal experience and great performance. It's crucial to, it's essential. And so he lays out the idea within creativity studies that when it comes to pioneers in different fields, they're inventing their own fields, as is denoted by the name pioneer. But there wasn't anybody before Freud or Jung when it comes to being a psychoanalyst. They had to create their own domain because they were developing this science, this field, this occupation then. And so when it comes to those sorts of things, don't be afraid to start building something new, to develop something new. Because if you try something new, you can etch out, pioneer a whole new array of opportunities and the like to come after you as well. And not to say that that's my grandiose plan, but I will say that the idea of that has been an inspiration to me as I work on our creativity coaching services from the Spark, from Clay. And go over to clay.inc, clay.inc. I'd love to hear from you because what you can find there are our creativity coaching services. And you can set up a free consultation with me, and we will chat and we will look into it. We'll discuss your creative goals, what your creative hurdles are that you're struggling with right now. We'll get into the weeds of what your creative process looks like. Where do you find these features of, where does the influence hit and the ideation start? Where are you most effective when it comes to like executive function, putting things together. And believe me, I've been one to really research these sorts of things because as somebody with executive function, I don't know if it's disorder. It's one of those things. It's one of those parts of ADHD. It's putting the pedal to the metal and really the putting the rubber meeting the road. All of these sorts of things. All of these sorts of things. It's something I'm continuing to actively research and continuing to actively develop. And we hope you will join us and work with us on those sorts of things because creative blocks, familiar there, juggling too many projects, those sorts of things, all of those sorts of things are part of it. And who knows, perhaps down the road, this is one of those things. I'm looking to, of course, always looking to the future and thinking, this is something where when we start helping people, when the word starts catching on, we can bring on other creativity coaches. We can train other people in developing this applied science of creativity towards developing a fuller and more robust team to help instill the creative spirit, the creative mindset that's responsible for all of it into people. And so I often end up talking far at length beyond the kind of confines that I should limit myself to when it comes to the little spiel about creativity coaching. But go to clay.inc. We want to hear from you. I want to hear from you, and we will work with you. And join Sparkspace because we're going to have a great team there, a great group of people to come up with new ideas and develop something new together. In the meanwhile, news today, Sam Altman has released another big project, and it's growing pretty fast by the looks of things. And that is the WorldCoin. The WorldCoin. And so that is the cryptocurrency that he has developed, co-founded, and it's experiencing a rally within its first day of trading. Prices got as high as $358 from its initial price of $170. It was resting at $252 as of 11:12 a.m. in London. Let's see. Here in America, that would be earlier this morning, but much earlier this morning. And so the coin is authenticated basically by having individuals scan their eyeballs. That verifies their digital identity. That verifies their personhood. And this is how they determine the identity of a person, that they can assign this unique world ID, as they call it, to an individual. And so that's been a part of the news today of what's happening now. Meanwhile, there are researchers developing, cyborgs, and so that's fun. This is from Australia's National Intelligence and Security Discovery Research Grants Program. That's a mouthful. But they are working on cyborg computing chips, growing brain cells, combining them with AI, and having the brain cells do the thinking. And now, let's see. So the same team has been responsible for creating 800,000 Pong-playing brain cells, within a dish that was secured, residing in a dish. Let me start over. The same team responsible for creating 800,000 Pong-playing brain cells residing in a dish has secured funding from Australia's National Intelligence Security Discovery Research Grants Program. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Interesting story there. No doubt when those sorts of things come together, we're talking Neuralink, we're talking all of these sorts of different companies where, we say the rubber meets the road, but in this case, the chips meet the brain cells and enter our heads and change humanity. It's worrisome, but it's also interesting. I think. We'll have to see how it goes. Meanwhile, we're looking back at the people who witnessed the first atomic bomb tests. You can check out that story on the Spark. Go to news.clay.inc, and you will be able to check out the latest edition there and see a bit of a look at history, what the first-hand accounts were of that awe-inspiring, terrifying, somewhat beautiful experience of witnessing atomic bomb tests. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We appreciate your time. Hope you'll tune in again. And until next time, you can check out the Spark for all of your creativity news and headlines. Head on over to clay.inc and you'll be able to sign up there, and we will be telling you more about creativity tips and the like as we begin to roll out some more content from our newsletter here in the days to come. Thanks again, everybody. We'll talk to you later.